Okay, let's go ahead and get started there, everybody. Welcome back to another 2 p.m. PST Twitch stream. Why am I saying Twitch stream? It's not a Twitch stream. It's a YouTube stream. Have I been saying Twitch stream all this time? I probably have, haven't I? Yeah, got so used to saying that it's no longer a thing anymore. It's a 2 p.m. YouTube stream at this point. Seeing that I changed platforms. But I mean, it's already been like a week or two since I did that, so whatever. Okay, but here we are back at it with another stream. Um, on today's schedule, we got some more Pega to go through. We have some more videos to upload, and we got some Nautica Below Zero later on tonight. So, um, we got once again another jam-packed day coming at you. So, um, so let's get into Pega. This is what, if you're watching this on YouTube later, if you're not able to catch my streams, that's perfectly fine. No worries on that. Not gonna stress about it. Um, you know, if you want to, you're welcome to subscribe, and you'll most likely get notifications that I am streaming if you want to try to catch it live. Okay, so but you don't have to. Okay, it's not necessary if you don't want to. I try to upload these VODs to my YouTube channel anyway, so you know, you're welcome to watch them at your leisure. All right. So, um, what we got for today? Well, first off, let me talk about Pega here. Um, what's going on here? So first off, I want to state that I'm doing this for my own benefit on getting the certifications necessary for continued job stability, with Pega. Okay, so um, you know, Pega doesn't know that I'm really doing this, or I have mentioned it to them, to like one or two of their coworkers, but I haven't like messaged the company directly and said, "Hey, you want to support me?" or anything along those lines. No, I didn't do that because why would they? You know, um, like I said, I'm trying to do this for my own personal benefit of getting the certification. So there is no like formal business communication between us or anything along those lines. I'm not getting some kind of like benefit or cut or anything along those lines. I'm not getting any kind of incentives or anything along those lines. Okay, so don't consider it. Okay, just being upfront with you all. Just remove that from your mind because at this point in time, that's not a thing. Okay. If it happens later on, I'll let you know, but I don't foresee that happening. Okay, just giving you a heads up on that. Okay. Um, Second thing that I want to tell you about. Okay, I am not an authorized training partner, and this is not an instructor-led training. Okay. If you're coming into these videos thinking that I am either one of these two, then, well, sorry to say, I'm going to have to disappoint you on that one. Okay. Um, I am not an expert in Pega. I'm trying to learn myself. So, I'm putting these videos up so that, maybe um, the questions that I might have, other experts might be able to answer, or, um, maybe, um, maybe they'll be of some benefit to someone that is watching the videos as well. Okay, so there has been some comments, which I appreciate from those of you that are watching. Um, you know, Hopefully you're finding this to be as much of a benefit to you as it is to me right at this moment in time, seeing that I am using it to kind of, push my way through the system architect mission. Okay. This is not an instructor-led training because, once again, I'm not an expert. Okay. The instructor-led training is an expensive, well, at least to me, it's an expensive class to take. Um, they give you a certain amount of time with an instructor whom I would hope would be a foremost expert in Pega. They will be able to answer your questions right then and there, and there wouldn't be any kind of confusion. They would be able to explain everything to you without any kind of miscommunication or failure on their part to convey the information correctly and accurately. So, at least that's my hope. Okay. I have had an authorized training partner myself that, well, needless to say, as I mentioned before, the majority of my batch mates were pretty much saying, okay, I'm just going to do self-study. This is crap. So, um, so it's not great sometimes, but um, but at the same time, the authorized trading partner that I did have came from the company that I was with. Okay, it wasn't directly from Pega, so that's why I would hope that the instructor-led training would be better for you. Okay, that you would actually get your money's worth. And if you did do the instructor-led training, be sure to ask as many questions as you possibly can. Okay, if you're not understanding something, ask those questions because you want your money's worth. And asking those questions will provide you those answers that you're looking for. Okay, so there you go. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the system architect mission. We will eventually go to the business and finish off the business architect, seeing that the two missions are the same here. Okay, the only difference is these last two modules in the business architect. We'll cover those once the two missions are done, and then our then business architect mission will be officially completed. So if you're watching these videos for the business architect certification, there you go. Okay, we're getting close to completing that particular mission for you, so you can take that, study more, you know, try to find some more questions online, um, you know, study for the certification exam, and then attempt to take it, at when you feel ready. Okay, don't try to rush yourself on this. Okay, make sure that what they're asking and why they're asking it, because um, while the failure line isn't like extremely high. You're not like, hey, they want you to get like a 95% or something along those lines. Um, it can be fairly easy to get a question wrong as well, especially if you're not really understanding the question that they're asking either. Okay, so make sure that you slow down, take the questions that you can answer. You know, um, last I knew, I was able to skip questions and come back to it. So don't be afraid to skip the questions that you can then later come back to those questions and answer them right then and there, okay? So, don't rack your brain over one question and then fail on the rest of the questions. Okay, skip it, move on, finish off the easy questions that you know for sure the right answers to, and then come back to the harder ones. Okay, so All right, system architect though. We are in the low code app builder extended, and we are near the very end of this particular mission itself. Okay, we got about um, three more to go before the mission exercise, 2 challenges and the module. So today we're calculating fields using the decision tables. So let's get into that, shall we? Now, supposedly it's 15 minutes. I'm probably going to take the full hour. So I'm going to reset the Pega instance. I don't know why it's showing that I need to wake it up. I don't really want to do that. I want to have my own new instance each time I try to do this. So we'll copy the password there. Okay, so the scenario is Go Road stakeholders want to ensure customer satisfaction by allowing the application of discounts based on whether the service provider is on time or late. Customers are offered a greater discount based on how late the service provider arrived. You are directed to add a calculated field to the review service summary step in the assistance request case type. The calculation is based on a decision table. So there is a walkthrough here that you are welcome to go through if you want to. Okay. I hardly ever use this because the detailed task should provide you everything that you need to know about how to, get what you need done. Okay. If it doesn't, then if the detailed task doesn't, then I would address that. I would make sure that I suggest an edit and say, hey, you guys are missing a step. Which um, actually, let me go ahead and mention the fact that there was a part in the designing a mobile app experience, I believe. Yeah, about how, I was seeing icons down here that wasn't being shown, right? The image here wasn't matching up. Well, I mentioned the fact that, hey, I have a different, uh, I have a different, you know, my version of what's being shown here doesn't match with what is being given in the challenge itself. And so the individual that responded to me mentioned that, based off of the steps, that I would have to have, changed the font color. And I'm like, well, that's not there. I can see that in 8.8, but not in 8.7. So they went ahead and added it in. So I appreciate the fact that they went ahead and did that. This particular step, if you remember from this challenge, was not there. Okay, you're welcome to go back to that video and confirm that it was not there. So, um, so I appreciate the fact that they are willing to, modify their previous work to make sure that it matches with what they were trying to do. So, so, all right. Pega instance is ready, so we'll go ahead and hop on in. Okay, so detail tasks. In the navigation pane of the App Studio, click Case Types and Assistance Request to display the assistance request case lifecycle. In the resolution stage, click Review Service Summary step to open the step properties pane on the right. Okay, so that's where we're going to be going to right there. Okay, the Review Service Summary in the assistance request. So we just got to wait for the application to load at this point. So, so just sit back, relax, it takes a while to load all this in. So, don't stress. Um, this is gonna happen on the work site as well. Okay. Um, Loading in Pega is not fast. Okay. So be prepared for loading times, in Pega. Okay. Anybody that says that it is super fast is lying to you. you know, it is not, or at least not at this particular moment in time, because um, there's a lot that goes, on, you know, um, under the hood of Pega. A lot that you don't see happen, and it takes a while for to load everything up. Much like any other application, some applications are better than others when it comes to that. Um, just just be aware. you know, if you're having a manager kind of come to you and say, why is it taking you 10 minutes to load up the program or something like that, and you could just say, it takes 10 minutes to load up the program, or something along those lines. Okay, so you know, sometimes managers aren't aware. Maybe because they haven't touched it in a while, and they figure, hey, it was super easy for me way back in the day. Why isn't it being super easy for you right now? And it's like, well, things change. Things get more complex. The program that you knew way back when isn't the same program that we have now. So things change. You know, you have to be comfortable with said change, or you're going to get left behind. All right, so we said the review service summary. We're bringing up the context pane over on the right-hand side there. There we go. All right. In the step properties pane, click configure view to configure the step view. Okay, so configure view. In the view configuration dialog box, in the fields tab, click add field to add a field to the review service summary review. Okay, now I don't know if you are all able to see this or not. Yeah, you are. Okay. I wanted to make sure about that. Um, in the Fields tab, click Add Field. In the Field Configuration window and the Field Name field, enter On-Time Performance to name the field. Okay, let me make sure that once again you are able to actually see said window. You can. Just wanted to make sure. So there's On-Time Performance as the field name. In the type list, select pick list. In the choices section, add choice to display an empty field. Okay, so next we are going to be doing the type, and we're changing this to pick list, which you were able to see. So that was awesome. All right, so now it's kind of changed a little bit. You can see pick list, drop down list, local, no items, add choice, advanced, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're moving on. So in the choices section, click Add Choice to display an empty field. In the empty field, enter on time as a pick list value. So add choice on time. Oh, what just happened? Okay, well, that closed that one down. That's wonderful. Don't know what happened there, but there you go. Add choice on time. There we go. Repeat steps 7 through 8, which is, add choice and enter in a value to add 3 additional pick list values up to 15 minutes late, up to 30 minutes late, and more than 30 minutes late. So there's that. All right, and more than 30 minutes late. Oh, jeez. More than 30 minutes late. There we go. All right, now click Submit to submit the pick list values. In the menu on the left, click Fields to display the fields available in your data model. So click Submit. And that should display that pick list. There it is. And we want to click Fields to display fields available in your data model. Hover over Service Total and then click the plus icon. Okay, so fields. We're looking for Service Total, and we're hitting the plus icon. In the options list, select Read Only. So that's a read only. Okay. Okay. Add calculated fields to review service summary view. Click Add Field to add the field name Service Credit. So add field. We're adding Service Credit. And I saw that it was set to currency, I believe. Yeah, type list set select currency. Click Advance and then select this is a calculated field read only checkbox. So advanced. This is a calculated field read only. In the function list, select Use Decision Table. The second list defaults to Custom Decision Table. Now, I don't know if you guys are able to see this or not, so are you able to see that drop down at all? Let me check. You are not. Okay, so this drop down here has sum of, average of, minimum of, maximum of, use expression, and use decision table. So I'm selecting the use decision table, and there you go. All right. Second list defaults to custom decision table. To the right of the custom decision table, click the gear icon to open the Evaluate Service Credit dialog box to build the decision table. Okay, so we're clicking that to start the decision table. In the Evaluate Service Credit dialog box, click Add Columns to display the Add Columns dialog box. So Add Columns. There's the dialog box. All right. In the column list, select on-time performance. The comparator value defaults to equal to. So we want on-time performance. There it is. And it, defaults to equal to. So under the on-time performance column, double-click the empty cell and then enter up to 15 minutes late. Okay. Wait, something's weird here. Oh, click submit to define the first column of the decision table. Okay, almost missed that. So we click submit. So there's that. So now we double click that, enter in up to 15 minutes late. So there we go. Okay. In the return column, enter dot service total times 0.05. So so it'd probably be best if I actually typed in the normally I would have you would normally see like a pop-up whenever you hit the dot value in there. So normally you would see like a listing of values, but it's not doing that. So that's a little odd. So maybe I'll just go ahead and put in everything there, and we'll go from there. To the right of the first cell of the return column, click Add Row. Okay, so Add Row. There we go. Repeat steps D through F to configure the decision table with the information from the following table. So up to 30 minutes late, more than 30 minutes late, otherwise 0. So we have that. And we have that. And then this was 0. We have that amount for the second one there. And we have this, the last one. All right. So this is basically what I should be seeing there. Okay, so just to kind of show, what I have versus what they have. So, okay. Click submit to close the decision table. Click submit to add the calculated field. Click submit to finish configuring the review summary or review service summary view. Click save to save your changes to the case life cycle. So 3 submits and a save. So 1, 2, and then 3. And then we save. Okay. We're all good there. Alright, so now we confirm the work. In the assistance request case type, click save and run to create a new assistance request case. advance the case to enter customer information view, select H. Thomas from the customer ID list. If you select a customer ID with gold coverage, the invoice customer process is skipped. So, bear that in mind. To be honest, that note should be added pretty much to anything that had some kind of, deal with an invoice at all, or, payment and the like. So, advance the case through the identify location step and enter an address. If you do not specify a value in the state field, the select service provider step does not display any service providers. So, advance the case to the select service provider step, then click send select provider to select a service provider. In the select services step, enter a quantity for at least one service, then click submit. All right, so let me go through all this, and we'll get to the on-time performance. So send run. Okay. City Hall Square, Boston, Massachusetts. Just putting in the default stuff that I normally put in. So give me a few moments there. There we go. All right. We're going to select the provider. Okay. Let's see, we're just gonna put in some values in there. Click submit. Okay. So now we're on the in the review service summary step in the on-time performance list, select more than 30 minutes late. So select more than 30 minutes late. Click save to confirm the value of the service credit field updates. Now, technically, this should be like done like automatically. Like whenever like someone like clicks out of this, or as soon as someone like clicks on this, it should automatically do like the service credit. Okay, in my particular opinion. Um, so, but in the on-time performance list, select up to 15 minutes late. Click Save to confirm the value of the service credit field updates. Okay, you know what? Let me go back here real quick, okay? Because they specifically had a different, amount they selected differently on this. So um, let me see about, um, oh, you mean I can't necessarily go back? Hmm. All right, hold on. Let me finish it off. Let me try again. Um, and we'll make, you know, what, just to kind of show you that, hey, we're getting the same results here. Okay. I want to make sure that we're good on that. Everything else should be fine. The challenge should be good. There shouldn't be any problems. So I just want to kind of show, yeah, there it is, challenge complete. I just want to show that the calculations are correct. So now, the um, if this was like set with the, hey, you're creating a duplicate case, um, well, I mean, there it is. But we want to ignore and continue because we want to do the exact same thing. So there we go. Select the provider. Go. Okay. Now, in this particular case, we want to make sure that we have 3 for tire replacement and 1 for battery replacement. So 3 for tire, 1 for battery, and there we go. So, yeah, so 450, right? That's the total amount. So now we'll just do the more than 30 minutes late and up to 15 minutes late. So, and we'll check the values there. So more than 30 minutes late, save $112.50, which is the exact same that they have over there. So now we're going to do up to 15 minutes late, save that. And then we have 22.50, which is the same there. So it all looks good. So, okay. But that is it in terms of, you know, in terms of the decision table. So, you know, now bear in mind, like I mentioned before, this is something that I have personally done on the job as well. Okay. Now, granted, I used the Dev Studio to build one, but it's the same kind of process on this. So, um, again, I'm not sure why, you know, I tried doing the dot there to include the value of service total in there, and it didn't bring it up, and that was a little concerning to me. Um, why it didn't, give me like a listing of values that I can select from, but I don't know. Not sure what's going on there because normally, if you do like the period there, um, it would show you like a listing of values that you could choose from, and um, if it's not there, then there might be like something wrong, like you haven't actually included that particular variable in, you haven't included that variable in within scope. So it would look at it and go, well, I don't know what this value is, and therefore I won't be able to, give you that, that amount. at that particular moment in time because I don't know what this variable's referencing. Okay, so just kind of bear that in mind. So that that might be something that might happen later on in the future. So um, why service total works in this particular case, I don't know. Okay, I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert on this. I don't know why, service total somehow works magically in this particular case. Um, Now, it could be that services total doesn't necessarily come within scope until the application kind of gets loaded in, potentially. I'd almost say be careful with that though. Um, because, I mean, what happens if it never loads in properly? Which obviously is its own problem, right? But, still, um, I would think that you'd want to like have a guaranteed value being selected versus something that, could potentially be loaded in later, maybe. Um, so I don't know. Like I said, if there's anybody that, has like, expert knowledge on this, feel free to explain, or go into details about this because um, that would answer my confusion on the matter, and it might help someone else out in the future. But, obviously, I leave that to you to go through that. Maybe, I mean, maybe it's just a simple fact of like, hey, you're probably not going to get this information until the senior system engineer, system architect. So you're just going to have to wait for the answer. That could happen too. Um, So, if they even address that, bear in mind, okay? So, but that's where we're going to go ahead and close on down for today. I don't feel like there's going to be enough time to really tackle the next module. Um, let me verify here. Inviting users to an application. Users and personas. How long is this? Fairly long. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that within 15 minutes. Plus there's extra little dialogue boxes here. This is not 5 minutes. What the hell are they talking about here? Whatever. All right. Well, that's going to be it for today's Pega um, Pega session. We are going to go ahead and switch on over to YouTube upload and handle all that. So I want to thank everybody for stopping on by and joining me for today's Pega lesson. Like I said, if you have any kind of questions or anything along those lines, or maybe you have some answers to some of the questions that I kind of posted, then feel free to answer those you know, in the chat, like right now, if you really want to, or like I mentioned before, just feel free to put it into comment. Okay, it's all good. Either way is fine. Both is just as reasonable. So, um, uh, you know, uh, putting the answer in the chat right now would give me the answer like immediately. Putting it in the comments would basically, not only answer my question, but would provide an answer for everybody else that may come along and watch these videos for later. So, um, the choice is yours. So, not to mention, and not to say that I wouldn't necessarily read out the answer to begin with anyway, but still. Um, okay, so that's where we're closing on down for today. I want to thank everybody for stopping on by. Even if you were just kind of lurking in the background, I want to thank you for being there and joining me for this. Hopefully, you'll join me again tomorrow for some more Pega. We're getting close to the mission finale, and then obviously there's more to come. You know, especially for the system architect. Hopefully you'll continue to join me on that journey. Now, if you want to maybe get into like a study session for the certification for later, then I would welcome anybody that may want to join me later on. Um, you know, uh, Also, would you like me to cover the senior system architect? I give you, you know, I'd like, your particular view on this. Is this something that you'd want me to kind of cover as well? Um, you know, Pega would most likely say you do not need the senior system architect mission to take the certification exam. Others might say that it might give you the information that you're looking for to really understand the material to be able to answer the questions. I mean, you know, either way shouldn't necessarily be wrong. Um, so, so I kind of give you the choice on that. Would you like me to kind of continue this study session with the senior system, um, with the senior system architect videos, the the data contained within them, the challenges, and the information provided. Let me know. Let me know what you think. But that's it. That's where we're gonna go ahead and close on down for today. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll catch you next time. Till then, take care. Have a good night. Stay healthy. Stay safe. And I'll catch you strangers next time.